Hey guys, my name is Vanya and welcome to another video by RC Alley. Today I have my T6.1 team kit in front of me again, and that's because I'm going to start building it right now. So basically what I'm going to do is start the time lapse, start building the car, and as I come across things that I feel like you guys need to know, I will stop the time lapse, go back to a real-time video, and talk about the issues or whatever. I mean, it may be a positive, it may be a negative, but I'll stop the video and talk about it. Just to fill you guys in real quick, I already started painting the body. The wheels and tires are all ready to go. The tires are glued up to the wheels. So yeah, I just gotta build the kit and I should be ready to go. I have the electronics all ready, and yeah, I literally just gotta put it together and take it to the track. Let's get this video started. Step 1 and 2 of bag 1 are done. That's the steering assembly. Everything's moving freely. I do always have issues with the orientation of things. It just seems backwards when I'm building it, and it looks normal once it's in the car to me. So yeah, but it did go smooth and it's spinning freely, so that's all you can really ask for. Alright, let's keep on going to bag 2 and continue this build. Just to mention real quick, I did open bag 3 accidentally. I stuffed all the pieces back in the bag and put it in the pile where it's supposed to be. So I'm on bag 2 right now and I got stuck a little bit. I'll show you. So the right A-arm just doesn't fall down quite correctly. Should look more like that. So I'm gonna I've started taking it apart. I'm gonna take it apart right now, see where it's binding and what I can do to fix it. Alright, so I just took it apart real quick, put it back together, and the arm is falling very free now. So this is how it should look. Okay, I'm going to put the rest of it back together and finish up the bag and move on to bag 3. Bag 2 is done. This is basically what it is, bags 1 and 2. So I'm moving on to 3 now. I did want to mention I used some upgrade parts for bag 2. So the servo horn is aluminum, and I used the servo washers from Associated on my servo. And for this specific servo, I had to use a lot of spacers to get it to fit properly. One more thing I did want to mention about bag 2 is when you're putting on the shock tower, there are countersunk screws, so it is one directional. You can't flip it either way to install it, and it really helps if you followed the instructions step by step instead of skipping around. I'm really bad at that, so it was kind of tough to install the front body post. It was just a weird angle because I skipped a step. You know, I went to do that first, but it was already installed, so It was just a little harder to do. That's something to keep in mind. Alright, so far the build's going pretty well. I don't know, I feel like the plastics aren't as good as on the B6.1D, but that could be just my imagination. Once I'm done building it, I'll compare them a little bit more closely. Alright, let's get that third bag going. So bag 3 is done, everything's spinning freely, moving freely. I'm having so many issues wanting to put everything backwards. I have to keep double checking myself. If you have the buggy, I do recommend keeping it next to you just so you can take a quick glance for orientation of things. This is a 3.1 kit that I've built and I'm still struggling for some reason. Alright, now that this is all done, I'm going to move on to bag 4 and continue with this video. For those of you that have stuck around so far, thank you so much. Bag 4 is done, and that was C and D blocks and A arms. The D block and the rear bumper are not yet attached. That's coming up in a later bag. Alright, let's keep moving on. Bag 5 was the Diff. If you have any questions about it, we do have a video out that I will leave a link to in the description below. Bag 6 is all finished. That was attaching the gearbox to the chassis, and as you can see, it's all spinning freely. It all went as it should. The slipper clutch is always pretty hard to build, so I did struggle with that a little bit. Other than that, this bag was pretty easy. Alright, we'll keep on moving to bag 7 now. Bag 7 is all done. That was the rear hubs and the drive shafts. They're all installed. It's still spinning very freely, so that's very good. One thing I forgot to mention about bag 6 is the kit comes with 2 chassis braces. This short one and this long one. So in the manual it doesn't say which one to install, so I opted out for the long one. That's what I have on my B6.1, and it's the correct one, so I assume it is the same over here. Alright, I'm gonna just do the turnbuckles and the shocks now, and I should be pretty much done. This is the day 2 of my build now. I'm working on bag 8, which is the turnbuckles, and I just thought I'd show you real quick how I build my turnbuckles. It works really well for me, and it's pretty easy and quick. Basically what I do is check in the manual what it needs to be. So this specific one needs to be 46 or 47 millimeters. So before I do anything, actually, I will measure it out on my calipers. Got all the way to 47, and it's 47.0, so I try to get it right where it needs to be. 47.0 exactly. And then I roughly measure to see how deep I will need to go. So looks like, oh, this is perfect. The measurement is right at where the thread ends on both ends. So I set the calipers down, put a little chapstick. The manual recommends black grease. That works. Anything greasy works. It just makes it a lot easier to thread on the plastic end. So I'm just gonna start it. As soon as I feel it catching, I grab the tool that was provided and start threading it on. So with the tool, I just hold it at the notch on the turnbuckle. That way I can spin the plastic end without the turnbuckle spinning. Just keep going. And once you can't go anymore, grab a 1.5 millimeter driver and just spin, spin, spin. And looks like it should face up maybe a bit. Nope, perfect. Right about where it should be. One then is done. So for the other end, same thing, a little bit of chapstick to make the plastic thread on easier. Grab it, start it. As soon as it catches, grab the tool. Circle. Looks like it's right about where it should be. Check it. It's a little bit short, but that's okay because I'll just install it on the car. Notch to the left. Check it. Flip the car around. Sorry you can't see this right now, but I just check it. Yep, it's still a little short. I always forget if I need to go forward or backwards. So I'm just gonna spin it a little bit. See what it did. Oh, it's a tiny bit long. I spun it too much. And perfect. That's it. That's all it takes to build a turnbuckle. finished bag 9, which is the shocks, and the car is almost done. Just have one more bag, basically the battery strap, which I'm going to use my old battery strap, not even going to put a new one together. Let's see, gotta drill the holes in the body, put the electronics, and I'll be done. The shocks went, the shock belt went smoothly, no issues there. Everything so far has been pretty good. I'm gonna finish it up and give you the conclusion. There was a mistake in the manual for the shocks. It said the front should be like 20.5 millimeter and the rear I think 28, when really they should be 26.5 and 30 something, and actually if you look back here it is correct, 26.5 and 35 millimeters long. Alright, bag 10 is done. That means the roller is complete. I'm still missing the ESC motor and receiver, as well as the transponder. So I'm not going to do that right now. I'll save that for a later video. I'm not even sure what I'll put in there motor wise yet. I do plan on getting a 13.5 for it eventually, but I don't have one on hand right now. So basically pretty much everything went together as it should have. I had to kind of squeeze tight a couple things. I'll talk about that in a detailed build review, and that'll also be the same video that I'll do a full reveal for the car, so show you my electronics choice and so on. Alright guys, so I'm assuming this is going to be a lengthy video, so thank you for sticking around until the end, and hopefully I'll get a running video out soon for this car. I'm really excited to drive it. Like I said earlier, I've never owned a stadium truck, so this will be a first for me. I really hope owning one is as fun as everyone says it is. Alright, thank you so much again, and I'll see you next time. If you've enjoyed the video, hit the like button. If you're not subscribed yet, please do so, just so you can keep up on the content we're making here.